We are now joined by Professor Dr. Mehak Jonjua from India, a professor at Sharda University and a renowned academician, journalist, and author. She is also the former assistant director of academics at Amity University, Noida. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shambhavi, for such a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Nyaya Shastra, for organizing such a informative and a wonderful symposium. Thank you so much. We live in a paradoxical age. Never before has humanity been so interconnected, and never before have we felt so fragmented. With a click of a button, we can now call a friend thousands of miles away and share knowledge instantly and collaborate across borders. Similarly, you contacted me on LinkedIn, a wonderful example. But at the same time, wars, inequality, mistrust, and climate disasters are tearing at the very essence of our shared existence. The big question before us today is this: how do we foster global solidarity in such a fractured world? Let us first understand the scale of fragmentation. According to the United Nations, more than 120 million people worldwide are displaced today, the highest number that is recorded in the history. Conflicts in Ukraine, Gaza, Sudan, and elsewhere have not only claimed countless lives, but also polarized international cooperation. And trust in institutions is now actually eroding. Uh, these facts, paints a very sobering picture. We may be living in a global village, but the neighbors aren't talking to each other. Why then does solidarity matters? Because the challenges of our times are now borderless. COVID-19 was the most obvious example. By the end of 2021, wealthy nations had vaccinated over 70% of their populations, while poorer nations barely crossed 10%. The result. Now, the virus kept mutating and spreading, costing millions of lives unnecessarily. Climate change is another shared crisis. The year 2023 was officially the hottest year ever recorded. Canada saw record wildfires. Libya witnessed catastrophic floods, and Asia reeled under deadly heat waves. No nation, rich or poor, can insulate itself from these threats. In fact, the World Meteorological Organization has declared climate change the greatest existential challenge facing humanity. Now, these realities remind us that solidarity is not about being generous, it is about being the survival. So, how do we foster it? The first step is strengthening multilateralism. That's very important. Now, institutions like the United Nations, though imperfect, remain essential platforms for dialogue and cooperation. The Sustainable Development Goals are shared blueprint for peace, prosperity, and planet are a critical test. But there is a worrying fact. According to the UN, only 15% of SDG targets are on target to be achieved by 2030. Now, without solidarity, we will fail, not just as nations, but as a humanity will be a big question mark on all of us. So, the second pathway is through education. UNESCO's idea of global citizenship education is not a slogan, it is a necessity. Not teaching empathy, cultural understanding, and shared responsibility to the next generation is our best long term investment. Research shows that students who participate in exchange programs are 60% more likely to demonstrate the civic responsibility, which is very important as we enter, as we are, digitalizing ourselves. And in a world where prejudice fuels division, education can lay the foundation for solidarity. The third pathway is equitable technology sharing. Now, the COVID-19 vaccine patents debate was a missed opportunity to practice solidarity. Imagine how many lives could have been saved if technology had been shared fairly. Going forward, whether it is clean energy innovations or artificial intelligence tools or digital infrastructure, equitable access must be the rule. The fourth pathway is people to people diplomacy. That's very important. Government may hesitate, but people connect naturally. Programs like Erasmus in Europe or South-South exchanges between Asia and Africa show how cultural and academic interactions break barriers. When young people study, they work, create together, stereotypes fade and solidarity grows. And this brings me to the most important force of all. According to the Pew Research, 72% of Gen Z worldwide identify as global citizens. Now, they are not bound by the narrow identities that divided past generations. Uh, Look at the global climate strikes led by the Greta Thunberg or the democracy movements. Young people are leading in places like Myanmar and Iran. They are providing that solidarity is not an abstract ideal, but a living, breathing movement, which is very important for our coming generations. Yet, beyond institutions, beyond education, beyond politics, like something more fundamental, that is compassion. The Dalai Lama once said, "We cannot live only for ourselves. Our lives are connected by thousands of invisible threads." And that is the essence of solidarity. It is not about charity, it is not about responsibility, but it is about seeing someone else suffering as our own and recognizing that our destinies are interlinked with each other. So, fostering global solidarity in a fragmented world is uh, is the dream which we yet has to achieve. It is a necessity, and we must move from suspicion to trust, from competition to cooperation, from indifference to empathy. If we choose division, we will all lose, but if we choose solidarity, we can build a world where diversity is strength, where development is shared, and where humanity stands united in the face of its greatest challenges, because solidarity is our obligation to the future world, to the earth. With this, I want to thank everyone. And I'm leaving on a note that we will develop a more cooperative, more interconnected world where compassion would lead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am,